Hey there, this is One Boom, and welcome to a guide on playing solo. If you are a beginner with Black Ops 6 or with the COD series in general, welcome, we're happy to have you. And if you don't have a group of friends to play with, or a group of friends to play with consistently, or you're only really good when playing with friends and you kind of want to branch out and be able to get good gameplays on your own when no one else is around. But I don't want to waste your time or mine, so I'm just going to quickly tell you, hey, go ahead and subscribe and like this video. If this is the kind of content you want to see, hit the bell icon if you ever want to watch me live stream. And I'm just going to get right into the topic here. So first things first, you're going to want to turn off crossplay when playing by yourself. Now, I've heard on PC and on PlayStation it is very easy to do this, but on Xbox, it's a little different. Just follow what I'm doing on screen here. You're going to go into your privacy settings and you're going to follow these prompts until you get to allow cross-network play, and you're going to want to toggle that to blocked. I might make a dedicated YouTube short about this and upload it just so that everybody knows how to do this on Xbox, because for some reason, there's no way to just do it in the menus in Call of Duty. You have to do it through your Xbox settings. We're going to talk about why we do that a little bit more later, but now that we're in the game, it all starts with the right class. The weapon is sort of up to you, but for my purposes here, I have an AMES 85 and a Grakova automatic pistol. And when it comes to the pistol, run it however you want. It is just your backup, it's your secondary. It's not a big deal for this loadout. When it comes to the way I run my AMES, I run suppressor, reinforced barrel, extended mag 1, commando grip, and combat stock. All pros, no cons, versatile, low recoil, just an all-around great assault rifle. Very consistent performance with this thing. The AMES has the longest range out of all of the assault rifles, and you'll feel it. It doesn't have the fastest time to kill, but it takes the time to kill that it does have out to like 55.9 meters, and with a longer barrel, that is substantial. And reinforced is just a good option in general if you're looking for versatility, because it is going to increase your muzzle velocity and your damage range. Best of both worlds there. And on the AMES 85, it really makes the iron sights clean and easy to use. As for the rest of our class, we're going to run proximity alarms, blast traps, the tactical insertion, ghost, dispatcher, cold-blooded, recon specialty obviously, the ninja perk for our perk greed, because we are of course running perk greed. When it comes to playing solo and the game in general, I think class versatility and your playstyle should be a bigger priority than just making sure your gun has less recoil or a bigger magazine. You can already really take a lot of these guns and perfect them with 5 attachments, so gunfighter is not required here at all. We want perk greed. So let me explain all of our equipment usage and stuff here really fast. Proximity alarms and blast traps are your callouts, because you don't have teammates in this scenario, right? You're playing by yourself. Proximity alarms comes in pairs of 2, and it'll ping enemies when they get near them. It'll make a lot of noise. It'll annoy the enemy, which is really funny. I've killed a lot of people while they're trying to shoot my proximity alarms. They're stressful, they're annoying to your enemies, and they're going to watch your back. Same with the blast trap. The blast trap is your third placeable equipment here, and it's going to allow you to secure something a little bit more high traffic. So your proximity alarms could just kind of go behind you on different doorways and lanes. Don't worry about it too much. Toss them up into a power position to see if somebody's in there, because they'll start beeping if they are. And then blast trap is where you're most likely going to deal with people. The main choke point, the main staircase, the main thing that gives you stress wherever you're standing, toss a blast trap there. And I'm not encouraging you to camp. I don't want you to utilize these things to sit in a room all day. That's not what playing solo should be. You are using these as callouts. You're using these to figure out where enemies are, because when you're playing solo, you can use all the help you can get. They're adding perks in Season 1 that both paint enemies when they are damaged by your lethal or tactical, and one that makes it so that you just don't set off traps at all. So this class might be talked about differently later, but right now, current state of the game, this is going to be worthwhile. And even when those other perks are introduced, I still think this exact setup is something I would use. Tactical insertion is the key to this loadout. Tactical insertion is going to allow you to control the map by yourself, because ping-ponging around the map while your team is generally going to be losing, we'll get to that more in a second, is frustrating and we don't want to deal with it. Tac insert lets you pick your spawn. And in this game, once you place the tac insert and die, you don't have to have a long countdown before you respawn. You just appear on your tac insert, and this combines well with our recon specialty. Until they nerf it or rework it, every time you tac insert respawn, you do get to see the recon outlines of enemies. So if you went on a flank, started getting kills, placed the tac insert down, got killed, you'd respawn and have a little bit of wall hacks maybe just outside of their spawn or objective or choke point. Is it cheesy? Yes, but we are working uphill here. I think genuinely one of the biggest nerfs you can do to yourself as a player is play solo. And while I do encourage you to play however you want and play however you have fun, this is, in my opinion, the best way to be optimal. Then we have Ghost, Ninja, and Cold-Blooded because we don't want to be seen by UAVs, heard by sound whores. We want to be able to run around the map and not worry about being spotted or shot by a helicopter or targeted by any sort of AI thing or being highlighted. We want to be as invisible as possible. And then Dispatcher is going to give us our streaks, and which we'll get to in a second. And of course, the Recon specialty gives you wall hacks on spawn, hides death indicators above enemies you've killed, and gives you high alert so you can duck and dive the moment you're looked at from off screen because your screen is going to flash yellow when you are looked at. I graduated from speech school. You can tell by how good my speech is. So when it comes to your score streaks, you're going to want to use Vision Pulse, SAM Turret, and Care Package. Now, you could trade out any of these for UAV and CUAV. Those are great options, but my thinking is that Scout Pulse with Dispatcher, you're going to get it often. It's going to give you more intel, what you need, because you need the eyes in the back of your head. You need to know what's happening, because again, you don't have any backup giving you callouts, helping you out. And then the SAM Turret is if the enemy team is calling in a lot of helicopters, UAVs, and CUAVs, you want to be able to help your team and also help yourself get score by shooting them down, and also just have less things to worry about. You don't have time to use a launcher or an FMJ assault rifle or LMG and shoot down these streaks. You are playing solo, no one's going to cover you while you do that, so you place the SAM turret and keep on moving. And then the Care Package is fairly excellent because you could get a Dreadnought out of it, you could get a Napalm Striker, an LDBR, or Sentry Turret out of it. And it's not going to cost that much. And you might be thinking, well, if I'm playing solo, I'd rather not have this be stolen from me because I have nobody to back me up while I call it in. This is why you have proximity alarms and blast traps and tack inserts. So on a respawn after a death, because you likely aren't going to be getting nuked solo, you will eventually die. Although while I was getting gameplay for this, I didn't realize until watching the footage back that I got a Ruthless because I was so zoned out. I didn't have a TV show or YouTube playing or music playing at all. I only had game noise, and so I was just like completely in the zone and did not realize that I had gotten a Ruthless. I could have probably gotten a nuke if I would have focused up. Either way, sad story. But you spawn with your Care Package, and then when you call in your Care Package, throw your proximity alarms, your blast trap, and place your tack insert. Try to make sure you have a tack insert ready for when you call it in. That way, if somebody does kill you and try to take your Care Package because of a bad spawn or just a really aggressive push, you can pop right back up and deal with them. They're not going to expect it, and it might give you a free kill as you go ahead and secure your own Care Package. I wouldn't advocate for you guys using Care Package, except for the fact that on this loadout, you would have proximity alarms, blast trap, and attack insert, and vision pulse, or scout pulse, whatever it's called. And then on respawn, yeah, you will have the recon vision pulse, which is currently uncounterable. So on your respawn, you should be able to safely get your Care Package in. I'd be pretty surprised if you couldn't. So that's the class and the streaks. What about the game mode? Well, I recommend if you're playing solo, play Kill Confirmed and Domination. Kill Confirmed because it's a higher score version of TDM, but with a lot more flow. You don't want to be constantly running into campers and stuff while you're playing alone, so you need something that you can work towards, and grabbing tags is one of them. You can bait tags, you can look and see if tags have been taken. They give you intel as well as give you score, and they are, I don't know, it just makes the game flow better. I think Kill Confirmed is just better TDM because the enemy team, while they can camp in a corner, they aren't going to at least win if they do that. You also have the ability to enter a room with a bunch of ungrabbed tags, grab all of them, and get your streaks like immediately. And then you're going to want Domination because Domination is very playable solo in this game because spawns do not flip constantly like they were doing in previous COD games. You're not constantly losing and gaining flags and losing map control. You're likely going to be spawning on one side of the map for most of the game when you're playing solo Dom, so I highly recommend playing solo Domination. Now also, when you are looking for a match, only have one game mode selected in your quick play filter, because in my experience and many others, having one game mode selected and crossplay off seems to choke out skill-based matchmaking and engagement optimized matchmaking. It really does. I think by limiting the amount of game modes you're willing to be put into and limiting the people and platforms you're willing to play with, the game really can't give you a lobby based on your recent performance or skill as easily without damaging your ping to a degree that would make you, the consumer, very angry. I mean, a no crossplay domination game might take a while to find, the ping might be a little bit higher, but it won't be able to engagement optimize your matchmaking or skill-base your matchmaking as easily, because again, you're not giving it as much freedom to do so, and it still does want to give you a playable ping, because unplayable, laggy games are their worst nightmare. People will return the game over that, people will stop playing because of lag. Especially if it's lag due to skill-based matchmaking, because then the average consumer will be like, hey, my other games don't lag, but this one really does. I know some people have problems with packet burst and stuff. I have no idea. I don't have that problem. I don't have issues with server stability that often. So this has been really good for me. Sometimes my ping's up in the 40s, but 40 millisecond ping is nothing to cry about. So now that you have the right class, the right score streaks, crossplay is off, you have one game mode, either kill confirmed or domination selected, we have to focus on awareness. Eyes on the kill feed, minimap, you have your game audio up, listen for operator callouts. Operators will call out that they have seen an enemy, so if you're walking next to your teammate and their operator goes, enemy in the open, you might think that's a useless callout, but just look in the direction that that teammate that just said that is looking, and they likely have an enemy ahead of them. Your operator will also call out when they see an enemy, and you should be listening for this. Then you watch for contested flags and picked up tags. And like I said, kill feed and minimap. You want to be able to look at the minimap and see, oh, my teammate just died. Look at the kill feed and go, oh, he died to a shotgun in the room in front of me. Maybe I don't go in there. You are on your own. No one is going to give you callouts. So you need to be able to lock the fuck in, to clue in, to pay attention. You need to be looking at the kill feed and the minimap. You need to be listening. If the operator next to you says, I'm taking fire, but you're not taking fire, that means your teammate's getting shot at. Help them out. Just because you're playing solo doesn't mean you have to play like a bitch. When you're in a game, you start using your class tools, your proximity alarms, your blast traps, tack inserts to watch your back and guarantee your care packages don't get taken. And then what you do is you ask yourself what collection of things might be seeing you and how you can minimize them. Like, if you are in the enemy spawn and you know they're spawning ahead of you, maybe back up a little bit and take a different angle to potentially screw up people that are relying on the recon spawn wall hacks. Make sure you're constantly in motion so UAVs aren't seeing you. You don't want to be overwhelmed. You don't want to be noticed. So hit and run tactics. You want to start shooting at enemies where you know they're going to be, and then double back and loop around and hit it from a different angle. Keep moving and keep quiet. This is what we have Ninja and Ghost and Cold-Blooded, so that nothing is going to shoot us or see us without our permission. And if we're just constantly being aware that people might be using wall hacks on spawn, until they nerf that, play accordingly. Don't just sit out in front of their spawn in domination and expect to get a bunch of easy kills if you're holding still. Keep moving, always. And while you could do everything I'm describing in different game modes, with crossplay on, with different weapons, without a suppressor, without Ghost, without Ninja, I'm not saying you can't. I'm really not saying you can't. A lot of people seem confused about some of these types of tips and tricks videos on the internet here. Let me explain. This is what I've had the most success with, and stuff that I've optimized in my head for the average person or the new person that just started playing COD. This is designed to encourage and inspire good decision making and overall more fun at the end of the day. I'm not saying you need to play this exact way, I'm saying this is a really good set of tactics, and if you're feeling discouraged enough with your solo playstyle to come to watch this video and you stayed until the 13-minute mark here, then something tells me that you're here for a reason. Either way, I really appreciate you watching my video and giving me the chance to explain my playstyle, loadout, and ideas. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe, hit the bell icon to get notified when I go live, and I encourage you guys, if you're tired of playing solo and you'd rather have a full party to run with, leave your gamer tag down in the comment section below, and hopefully some people will meet up and play with you. Anyway, have a good one, see you when I see you, goodbye!